KJ.
And Kent.
And I'm Marco Mysterioso.
This is John. How you doing, Joey? How you feeling?
Big Daddy Carl.
Steven.
We're Smart Mark Alley, and this is...
Who booked this
crap?
Tomato
So, how's everybody doing? How you all doing?
We're good. Today's Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. Too sweet on that one. That's right. First of all, I guess we just kind of do have to mention the tragedy in Las Vegas this past weekend, the shooting. Our hearts go out to everybody there. That guy, he can suck it.
Yeah.
Definitely can suck it.
He's lower than Craig.
And yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely minus 20 stars.
25.
25, I'll go with that.
This
And
is what you like.
I'd like to mention, I know John probably has some thoughts on this, the passing of Lance Russell.
Really for me, it's just a lot of old YouTube clips and listen to Jim Cornette tell stories on him.
Yeah.
I know he was on one of Jim's top favorites. I believe he used to work Mid-South, maybe. And
Yeah,
he
that's
was the
mostly
only
what he's known for.
he was the only announcer allowed in for that 1981 empty arena Terry Funk Jerry Lawler match.
My eye.
My goddamn eye.
My eye. Why did you do my eye?
Like I said on Facebook, when I was growing up, when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, we had one of them big C-band satellites. And we would pick up wild feeds. What it was is it would be the various networks picking up the feed. They would actually record them off of the satellite. And I knew where all they were on Saturdays. And I'd be up at like 9 in the morning and watch them until in the afternoon. I'd see IWCW, WCCW, Mid-South, USWA, all these federations that didn't air around here. And I remember Lance Russell, being on the interviewing Lawler, and really how he was the perfect face announcer. He was what every face announcer strives to be. Maybe the only one better would have been Gene Okerlund. Mean Gene was really good. But yeah, it was definitely a bit of a sad moment when I saw that he had passed away in my childhood. I figured you would, maybe since you were a little bit of a old school NWA fan.
Yeah, but be honest with you, you had the advantage there over me because even with like Jerry Lawler, I never actually laid eyes on Jerry Lawler until he walked into the AWA. Really? Yeah, everything else was, what's the magazine saying this month? Because that was our social media.
Yeah, we've talked about that. How PWI was, and Wrestling Superstars was always, that was a big thing for all of us growing up because that was where we got our news. It's crazy now. There it is.
I remember being 11, 12 years old, and I'm sitting on a bed crying my freaking eyes out because I'm saying this is a total lie. This can't be right. Reading on Bruiser Brody's murder. That's how I found out about Brody. So, but yeah.
So older fans here, of course. I never really got to see a lot of Mid-South. So.
Heaven's got a hell of an announcer and commentary team up there now, man.
They've had Gordon Soley for years.
Yeah.
They just got Bobby Heenan. I think the announce team is filling out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Definitely. Also, just like to mention in passing, I wouldn't say passing, but condolences and well wishes to our friends Aaron Anthony, who's suffering from a hernia. We found out today he needs surgery, and of course Sean Andrews. I know some of us have problems with Sean's gimmick, but in the shoot world, well, John.
Hey, the guy's talented on the microphone. I'll give him that.
But in the real world, he's a really nice guy. We can all admit that. We've all talked to him. So just well wishes to him. He twisted his ankle, tore up some ligaments and stuff. I imagine maybe he was chasing some money around and might have blown away or something.
He might have dropped a bag of money on his foot.
Maybe we'll see Joe didn't drop it on his foot. There could be trouble on the money team.
We wouldn't want that.
No.
Might be seeing a lot more Shauna now.
Yeah, maybe that's who we're placing in that match, said Tripp.
Yeah, Shauna Young.
I'd prefer rule imperfect.
Shauna and
She's a hell of a worker.
He? You mean she?
Said she's a hell of a worker.
I think you're getting confused.
Steve is usually.
So no shows this weekend. mean, that's.
What am I going to do if I win?
I know. I mean, there's like no
Penn State.
shows whatsoever.
I'm not going to Penn State.
Yeah, we
I don't know how many people have. You would not believe how many people at work ask me if I'm working to be waiting. It's like,
Yes.
no.
Yes, I'm driving out to Northwest before.
Well, no. See, here's the thing. See, I don't work for Penn State as much as I work for Beaver Stadium. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
We're not packing up Beaver Stadium and taking it to Evanston, Illinois. They have a perfectly good stadium. We're going to use it there.
Yeah.
Stop right there,
No.
Joe. He said once you guys talk about Penn State, he clicks off.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
You
So-
ain't down with Penn State.
I guess if you want to catch a wrestling this weekend, it's going to have to be Hell in the Cell. So I wrote out the card. I know we kind of moan and groan about it, but on paper,
It's the WWE.
this show doesn't look like it would be all that bad.
We'll see how
I
it
have
goes.
no confidence that it will be any good, but I'm
Well,
hoping.
go ahead and write it down. We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
us smart asses.
All right. Well, the kickoff show, we have the team of Shelton Benjamin and
Gable.
Yes, Gable versus the Hype Brothers. Nobody's gonna say anything.
It's gonna be the battle of the underpushed.
I mean, the Hype Bros. I'm getting the feeling that
deserve
they're
better.
basically done.
Yeah, I think
Zach's
deserves
going to turn
better.
heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're working on the heel turn, so
Yeah, and-
it's going to be Gable and Benjamin come out on top.
Yeah, I would say
Because
they
once again,
really.
Zack Ryder, how dare you get yourself over?
Yeah.
How dare you over
Well,
without
at
permission?
least he's better off than Kurt Hawkins right now.
Oh,
I mean, the Hawkins has a 168 match losing streak. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Poor guy. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about that. Then of course we have hopefully the ending of the big feud between Rusev and Randy Orton. Podcast. Can't wake up.
Their booking sucks. Turn me heel. Turn me heel.
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
bathroom break match.
Yeah, very long.
Definitely, it'd be a nice nap time.
Make some
So,
popcorn.
I don't know. Rusty was actually pretty comical on the microphone the other day. That was probably one of the best parts. He was more anti-Orton than anti-American, I guess you would say. I get tired of the whole anti-American thing constantly.
Yeah, anti-American's been a staple of the wee since 1985. There always has to be if you're not for America, you're a heel. Damn it, well, or Canadian. You can be a Canadian, and even for a while, if you were a Canadian, you were a heel. So.
Yeah. Well, if you're a Canadian now, you're Indian.
See that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're anti-American.
I'm definitely thinking probably Rusev going over in this one. It should be anyway.
I think it depends on if that heat that he had has died down enough.
Well, he's always got heat.
True.
He likes to do things like, get engaged to his girlfriend, well, would be fiance at the time, and then announce it on Twitter when you're
feuding with
when you're feuding with her in storyline. Things like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of a heat magnet. He's one of them guys that just
Just seems to always do the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Yeah, precisely.
There's something like the heat is centered on Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that guy, I tell you.
Yeah, we'll get to that guy.
Yeah. He's actually coming up here pretty soon. I think one of the more exciting matches of the night could be Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be excellent.
I don't like the build. I don't like Ziggler's direction here with the coming out with different gimmicks and stuff.
I'm surprised he's still there.
Don't do that.
Well, I heard he's leaving. I heard he's asked for his release January. He's going to Japan.
Okay.
That's I've heard that a couple different spots.
Be their benefit.
Yeah.
And come back worth more.
Hey, it's working for Cody.
Hey.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I mean, Rude's going over. I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah,
He's the hot commodity now. But does anybody not like Bobby Roode?
I love him, but I was shocked with the face thing. I expected him to be heel. That's what got me.
too.
I don't think it'll be long before they have him switch back to heel.
And that's I actually did read something on that, and because they said that Vince would like to go that way, but he thinks the song they can't get him over with the as a heel with that song. So
That
they
doesn't
want to
make
get.
any
sense.
I mean,
But it's
once the
Vince.
once the fans are singing along with it,
Right.
like that's not a heel thing.
Right. Right, and that's what they said. They wanted them to get the song over, and then they can go ahead and turn and give them a new song. And
That's what'll get the fans to boo anyway.
yeah. That
Like,
would be
no,
true.
we
Like,
wanna
I'm-
sing the
I'm not
Glorious
using that
song, come
You guys
on.
don't deserve
Boo.
to sing it. I mean, Tyler had said to me that he wasn't really impressed with Rudy. He didn't even really like him in TNA besides the whole beer money thing. And I don't understand it because I've always liked Bobby Roode.
Bobby's always been solid. If unspectacular at times,
Yeah.
he's always been a workhorse that puts on good matches.
Right.
So.
It makes me think of Arn Anderson, some of the stuff he does in the ring.
That's a
You bring up the
very
double
good.
A.
Yes. Yeah,
How
very
dare you?
good.
It works for
Spine
me.
Buster.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Bring
solid.
up
not,
bring up the double A.
not majorly charismatic, but not everybody needs that. Dean Malenko didn't need that for God's
Yeah.
sakes.
There's a difference between charisma and. I mean, there's different ways of charisma. I mean, there's charisma in the whole glitz and glamour, and I bring the fans to their feet, and I turn the lights on and off and on. And there's just I get over as a guy who will twist you in a knot and kick your head like a soccer ball.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Either way, it works for what they're trying to sell. Are we trying to sell wrestling, or we're trying to sell glitz and entertainment? I mean, they're trying to do both in
about
WWE.
WWE. So
We are- yeah.
I didn't
it's not
necessarily
wrestling.
dislike
This is
him
true,
in
yeah. Sports
NXT,
entertainment.
but I just thought they kept the title on him a little bit too long. It was always like,
No,
he's going to come out on top as the,
I would
of
kind
this
of
pay-per-view.
sometimes I would err on the side of longer title reigns.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah,
I do
I mean,
like
but-
longer title reigns. I
I don't
do.
know.
But yeah, I think that some of
Get the
that could have
title.
been too. They just didn't have nobody to put it on.
I just
No,
thought
maybe.
that for like the longest time for NXT because it was him as the champ, and then they had the tag team champs as Authors of Pain,
Yeah.
and it's like okay, the week after week we know at least those two are going to change, and then Asuka for God's
Mhm.
sakes, and then the titles weren't changing at all. I don't like the hot shot bullshit back and forth, but it was like, holy moly, at least You rooted for the undercard matches more than you did the title matches in NXT because you knew pretty much you weren't going to see a title match, a title change hands.
Well, title matches aren't supposed to take place every week to begin with. Title
Yes.
matches are supposed to.
I'm
kinda be a
talking
big
about the
deal.
pay-per-views,
But yeah, now you get monthly pay-per-views, so you got to put the title up every month.
right? And then they, like I said, they just never changed hands whatsoever.
It makes it mean more
Yeah,
when it does.
when it
happen,
does
I think,
happen. In
Yeah.
fact, when Howard, when I was a kid, when Howard Finkel was Intercontinental Champion, what did we just witness? We just saw history being made, to paraphrase Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah, I mean, you go all the way through a WrestleMania without a title change until that main event. When that world title changed, yeah, it was earth shattering.
Yeah.
Especially when Hawk lost it, brother.
How much for the plastic surgery, brother?
Oh,
That
so
was a terrible way to switch the belt.
yeah.
That was so much horseshit stuff. Not nearly big enough sack. Like, what is this?
That brings us around to our main events, I guess. They technically have 5 of them. I don't know how this is going
There's
to work.
5
I
of
mean,
them, it's not me.
every title's up for grabs. There's 2 cell matches. So we'll start out with the women's belt, which we talked a little bit about this last week, Natalya and Charlotte. That should be fantastic.
Daughters of 2 of the
Love Charlotte, hate the baby face.
Yeah,
But
it's
she
definitely-
admitted it's a difficult challenge for her to do it.
Mhm.
So, but yeah.
I'm fairly certain that she'll probably go
Yeah,
over.
I
It's,
think
it's only a matter of time when she came to SmackDown before she gets that title. Between her and Alexis Bliss, they switched them both, and Alexis won hers right away. I would imagine Charlotte is due now.
Well, with her coming over, I was surprised. When she came over, it was her losing to Nia Jackson. I feel like I don't feel they've really done much with Nia.
No.
So I was like, ugh.
I wish they did more with Nia.
So.
Right, Nia and who else is it?
Tamina?
Yeah, Tamina.
Yeah. I've never seen much in her. I mean, she's a snooker. That's all
She's
she's
a
got
snooker.
going for her. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
How can you really say anything? Because as soon as every time she started to get something going, then she got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just missed a whole year with her knee.
She's good in the bodyguard role. Maybe in a
She's scary.
tag partner. That's when they debut on Raw. It's breast cancer awareness thing going on again. They're giving out awards, and they had Warrior's wife there, and they had these women in the ring to, they were breast cancer survivors, and they gave them belts.
They did on SmackDown too.
Yeah, that's right. But they were replicas of the Universal title, and when they lifted the blanket off, they were pink instead of the red. And at first, I thought they were going to go ahead and do women tag titles, which would be cool. I mean, they had the knockout women's titles in TNA, and I always thought that was pretty cool.
That'd be cool, because I'm completely bored with the whole women's thing, like right now.
It's been the same women,
Yeah.
women over and over and over again.
So if they were to debut an actual tag team, and then they give Liv Morgan up there and everything else, that'd actually be pretty decent.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool idea.
I mean, they're bringing in loads of women now after the Mae Young. I mean, you'd have to think.
You gotta do something with it.
They just made it official. They signed Shauna Baszler. So,
Awesome.
I mean, you can't go wrong there. She could be a tag team on her own. If they can get Rousey.
Oh.
And Charlotte says she wants to face her.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
hey, the best always wants the best.
Yep.
But then we got the tag match, which is in the cell. New Day defending against the Usos. I know some of us are tired of seeing them against each other.
Who else is there?
Yeah, exactly. There's the Hype Brothers.
Well,
Yeah. Okay then.
I have to go get some popcorn match, brother.
Well, I don't know about.
It wasn't like part 517.
Yeah, but it's in the cell.
They're interesting. I mean, they're decent together.
And the Usos have been on fire since this heel turn. I
Yes.
think.
and like them or not, I'll give them credit because I love their arrogance. The New Day came right out. I think it was on this past week's SmackDown. We are the best match. That's like, wow, okay.
Which is definitely true. I mean, they stole the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Of course, I don't waste my time with that $9.99 crap. Or no, I read the results.
Oh, my man.
He's got to spend his $9.99 on some tacos.
Yeah. Hey, I like it.
Well, we get that High Spots Network, brother.
Well, Taco Bell is closed.
Did you check that out yet?
They got it closed down for renovations or
No,
something.
it's turned
It's
down.
been closed for.
They tore it down.
It's tore down?
They tore it down.
Tony Deppen will not come to Williamsport.
Now they're making one in
they're
Muncie.
building
now.
one in
Renovating,
Muncie.
or what are they building?
Really?
They're one in Muncie
Right there beside the Wendy's,
Sheets.
like.
and Sheets.
Oh.
It's right on top when you go
the-
by Sheets.
Oh, the Target Plaza.
It's right. No,
No, right there, like where Muncie and Hughesville meet. That.
that intersection. That
Yeah.
was.
That's
Oh,
it.
okay, that one. Gotcha.
And when we went by Williamsport today, they had bulldozers and stuff down to Taco Bell.
So what are they putting up there then?
I don't know.
I thought they were.
Maybe
I
they're
thought
going to
they were
rebuild it.
No, they were. They tore it down.
I don't know, but I think they should.
By the time we were
build
done,
this
they had the
city.
front end. And they had everything down
What are they going to
except for the
build
front
in
end
this
of the
city?
building.
Well, I've heard rumors like a year and a half ago about Popeye's chicken.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that for years.
I heard there was going to be an
Different
IHOP
locations.
in Muncie, but I don't see that happening.
IHOP.
I don't like IHOP. Like IHOP's.
We need an IHOP.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
IHOP.
Yeah,
I've never been there.
Perkins Cakes.
Yeah, Perkins is good too.
I like Perkins breakfast. Pretty good.
Perkins is good.
Well, here I was going to ask Kevin if he wanted to go for a day trip tomorrow to State College because there's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
one freaking McDonald's in State College that does the Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce, but here to come out and find out it has absolutely nothing to do with Rick and Morty. And the guy's like,
Or Szechuan sauce.
well, it is the Szechuan sauce, but it has nothing to do with Rick and Morty. He's like, they ripped us off. And
Does it matter if Rick and Morty? What do you want? You want Rick and Morty? Or you want Szechuan sauce?
I wanted the Rick and Morty posters
Yeah, he wanted the posters.
Oh.
and the Szechuan sauce.
You're,
But
you're
yeah,
being
he's like,
greedy. You can't have
Who
everything.
better to be ripped off than by McDonald's?
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been ripping us all off selling us what they call food.
Yeah.
this is true.
You know? So, anything else about the tag match, guys?
No.
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 It is what it is.
Nope.
No, not really.
All right,
It's there.
so
Look how that's it. We're talking about the WWE. It's like everything flat.
I know.
How about
I know.
Taco Bell? Let's talk about Taco
Yeah,
Bell.
Taco Bell.
Vaya con Dios and Godspeed, Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
So that leads us along to the U.S. title match, which was AJ Styles defending against Mr. Heat, Baron Corbin.
I want to say something about Baron Corbin.
You say it.
Okay, well,
That's what we're
you
here
know, he was an ex-football player.
Mhm.
I don't know why he acts all like I don't like him. I'm sorry. I'm an AJ Styles fan.
Me too.
When I met AJ Styles, he was a nice guy. Really liked his style in wrestling. But Baron Corbin, really?
You just don't get him.
I just don't get him.
Okay.
And like I don't. You call him the bad wolf or whatever. He comes
Lone
out.
Wolf.
whatever.
See,
But-
Man.
But I mean, yeah, he was an ex-football player, but that doesn't mean
There's a
shit.
lot of ex-football players.
You know, there was a lot like
And
you
who
know.
else was an ex-football player?
Who?
Mike Orlando was an ex-football player too.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying. I don't like Baron Corbin.
You don't have to.
I don't, and that's why I'm going for AJ
You are
Styles.
allowed
in
to
this
not
match.
like Baron Corbin.
yeah.
Everyone watching this, you are also allowed to not like Baron
And
Corbin.
you're also
Come to
allowed
think of it,
like
figure out,
him.
I don't like Baron Corbin anymore.
I
How's that?
do like Baron Corbin.
I
but
do like Baron Corbin.
I
hope he
wish,
wins.
and this goes along with Carl's point. He said, he's a lone wolf. So what?
Lots of them.
I don't get him because he's never been given anything for people to get. He
Yeah.
has no.
I mean,
no,
he did win
no
the
gimmick,
Andre
no
the Giant
character,
Battle
no
Square.
direction. Yes.
Well, back in NXT, he had that thing where
He shows up, he wrestles.
He completely lay waste to like the indie
And
guys.
he was the
And
indie hater.
He was a complete indie hater, and he would just say, "Yeah, why don't you go back to wrestling in bingo halls and blah blah blah." Now that was a freaking.
Exactly.
That was something for his
And
character. I
they-
like that
they-
for his character.
They tried to evolve that to he hated the cruiserweights, and it
Yeah.
lasted 3 weeks, and then they just changed his direction again. It's like his song. Has anybody noticed this? Over the last month, every time he comes out, his song is different. It started out with just generic music. Then they added this like weird noise in the beginning. Now it's got words. He's got pyro. He's got things going on the screen.
No,
What? Every week. Every single
I know.
week.
The only reason I noticed that is because I was hearing this song. I sometimes I let YouTube go, and this was on wrestling themes. No, this was it was on Spotify. I had wrestling themes on, and the song came on. I'm like, now whose theme's this? I've never heard this one before. And then it goes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's Baron Corbin. They changed his music up.
Yeah,
And I like
just,
it.
Just weird. I do too. I
Yeah, I
like
really-
the
I
song,
dig
but
that.
it's just weird, and
Mhm.
it's no wonder the guy can't get going.
They don't know what they're doing with him.
And they don't. And then you got Vince doesn't think he's ready, and Cena says, "Oh, he's not ready," so they take the Money in the Bank away from him, waste it.
Yeah, and then I heard he got heat because he questioned some doctors when they were having it all get together and
They were talking about the CTEs, the same problem with the football players,
Mhm.
too many concussions and everything. Doctor came in, was talking to the wrestlers about it because of all the concussions that they sustain and everything. And Baron Corbin just basically he questioned a lot of this guy's research and everything. They didn't like how he did it. They would have preferred him to, after the meeting,
Yeah.
don't do it in talk front with of the guy,
boys.
not call him
Not call
out.
him out in public.
Yeah, come out, call him out in front of all the other superstars and everything. So they didn't like that.
Did the guy actually ask for questions?
No, they didn't get into details about that.
This is
They
my
just said-
findings. This is what I believe. Such and such. Any questions?
Yeah,
He didn't do
They
that.
just said that the guy was presenting his facts and everything, and Baron just immediately started calling the guy out.
So he's brash. I mean,
Mhm.
may as well
Decided
say,
to do it.
yeah.
Decided to do it public.
Don't step on it, shoot himself in his own foot, I guess.
I
don't
guess
know.
there's unspoken rules. Unfortunately, one could argue if they're unspoken rules, nobody knows them.
with WWE anymore, I keep asking myself, who's the next one to give them the finger and walk away and benefit from it? That's why I keep waiting
Ziggler is
for
the
it.
answer.
Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah, who's gonna be the next Cody? I mean,
You're the next Cody. Well, it sounds like I mentioned Dolph Ziggler. So
Yep.
Yeah.
there's your next Cody.
I'm going to go against Carl here. I'm going to go with Corbin because he needs something.
Yeah.
He needs
A
something,
belt would help.
and AJ can lose that title, and it won't. It won't. Hurt him.
Absolutely.
It won't hurt him at all. And somewhere along the line, they got to start this build for him and Nakamura at Mania.
Yeah.
Why not now? So,
I didn't get to see it, Kevin, since you mentioned Nakamura. I didn't know if it's being, what I call a bunch of oversensitive American pussies anymore.
Oh God, here we go.
Identification of
All right, take
America.
the fucking Silencer off. It's time for a shoot, brother.
I heard a lot of people were crying, calling Jinder Mahal racist over something with Nakamura.
Yes, 2 weeks ago he cut this promo, and it was so bad the crowd started chanting, "That's too much."
Okay.
Yeah.
The same
Well-
people that bitch and cry and complain that they want the 90s attitude era back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, something's too much. So we have an Indian man who's racist against Japanese. Okay.
Yo,
He's
The
a
man
heel!
The man was grilling Franks and got
I
his
thought he was a
buttons out
heel.
on national television, and that wasn't too far. Come on, brother.
He's a heel! He's supposed to say, dude,
Yeah.
be mean
I-
stuff.
Yeah.
Have we forgotten Muhammad Hassan? You know.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
How
he's
far
dead.
did he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Undertaker killed him.
Hey, take it up with Vince McMahon. He's writing gender shit.
No.
I don't think it's Vince. I think it's something. Vince McMahon has final approval, but the supposed professional writers are writing this stuff. They're the ones who book this crap. The sitcom writers.
Hey,
have
you're not
actual
supposed
book.
to answer that question.
now we're done. We're getting
Yeah.
canceled.
Damn it.
Nobody's gonna watch
We're
because
gonna
they
get
know.
reviewed.
We just gave it away. We let the rabbit out of the hat.
Steven,
Sorry,
can you
folks.
go back and edit that out?
Yeah.
Do a voiceover.
That was brass.
These guys are lost. We'll have to explain out off
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh. So, but there's a good segue to the world title match with Jinder and Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Please, God, please let this end.
Yeah.
Yes,
He did
please.
the best he could with it, but please let it end.
I got freaking bleach spilled on my Nakamura shirt, but I'm still gonna wear it.
That might be a good sign.
I think it's time when the ratings are going down now. You got to do something to get them back.
There's like 28 people showing up to TV, not
Yeah.
house shows, TV.
They just need to put a rocket ship right on Nakamura's ass and let him
Just
go.
have him run over everybody until Mania, then
Yeah.
it's him and Styles.
And then
Something
he still
gives.
goes over.
Flip a coin and decide who's going.
Yeah,
And
why
something
not?
gives.
I mean, or you know, what if we went with a three-way? Nakamura, Owens.
I was thinking more along the lines of Sami Zayn.
Sammy would
You
need
might
a
think I'm
lot of
crazy.
build. He would need rebuild.
That's a
That's
problem.
what I'm
They've
thinking.
beaten
But then
Sammy
what
down
if
so
they
bad.
bring back El Generico and scrap Sami Zayn altogether?
If they wanted El Generico, they could have had El Generico.
Yeah, I don't think.
But he's
they-
been teasing. He says, where
El
El
Generico-
Generico's
That's
doing a children's
listen.
hospital in.
El Generico works in the
Mexico or
Indies
something.
because that's where you really go with the work rate on a national level. I don't think the gimmick of El Generico would work with casual fans. It's like, oh, he's generic, huh?
Yeah, these
Why
are
should I
WWE
want
to bash Shane
these are
McMahon
WWE
and help
only
Kevin
fans
Owens
we're
and
talking
turn
about.
heel?
You know,
Talk about-
that's what I was gonna say.
One
It's
could argue
prime
he
right
doesn't have
now for
casual
Sammy to
fans.
turn heel. How you do it, but you could turn him heel and then give him a real hard edge.
One could say the
And you
weekly
could
fans
rebuild
are the
quick
casual
that way.
fans.
The casual
Are
fans.
you
don't
two
watch it.
arguing? Do you need a timeout?
Yes.
They're your corner.
About like having Joe and John behind me.
Oh, dude.
Hi, Joey. How you doing?
Huh?
Are you feeling better?
He's fine.
He just went up the stairs.
He's
Go
fine.
get him.
Man can't even take a nap without being interrupted by a little pipsqueak.
Are we done talking about WWE now?
Yeah, we got
No,
one more
one more
match.
match.
We got one
Because I
more
wanna
match.
talk
to
about some
talk
Apex
about.
Wrestling.
Oh, no.
no.
Hashtag too much Apex. But so let's get to the
Andrew.
the Cell main event, which is wonderful because and it was really a good reaction that Camp had when I was telling him about it today. It is not only a Hell in a Cell match; it is a pinfalls count anywhere Hell in a Cell match. Which he made a blank
Oh, here
face
comes my
and then
first event
said,
this week.
I thought the whole point of Hell in a Cell was to stop people from getting out.
exactly. But it's never worked.
True.
Has there
It
been
hasn't
one
worked
Cell
ever since
match?
Foley.
Yeah.
Ever since Foley, the whole hell. Thank you, Mick Foley, for defeating the whole person of Hell in a Cell. Good job.
Have a nice day.
Thumbs up. Have a cheap pop. Right here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Because, you know, I know Steven has said it on Facebook a couple times. When has Shane disappointed?
Right.
You know, he's always steps up for the big match. I'm predicting Owens power bombs him off the top of the cage to a gimmick table and then pins him. And it'll be awesome. It will be an awesome spot fest.
I heard the rumor of
So,
moving Owens to even back to Raw. You know,
Well, he wants to.
Here's
That
the-
was a funny promo.
Here's the thing about that is, Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon, in the Falls Count Anywhere, they must think, okay, well, you're gonna get out of that cage anyhow, so when you get him out there, you might as well be able to pin him out there too, because you're gonna make the whole Hell in a Cell, you know, irrelevant. So you're gonna just go right through that anyway.
You're going
so
on-
here you go.
We're going off the cage. We're possibly going off the Titantron. We could go off the roof of the actual building.
I wonder if he could Powerball. I bet you that will be the out of the cage way. I bet you
Powerbomb through the
Paul
cage.
through the cage. I think.
Pop
Yeah,
up
didn't they
power bomb
do
through
something
the
like
cage.
that? Isn't that how they got out with Taker and Shane?
I think.
Yeah.
They
Close
did
to
like
that.
a power, and then like the
Yeah.
side collapse.
Besides
I
it
think you're
collapse,
right,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was like a last ride in the cage.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
But could you imagine
So,
like
so hell busts.
doing the
So
apron
basically, hell
powerbomb
busts
and
out of
then
itself.
Yeah.
All
powerbomb
hell
through
breaks
the
loose
cage?
out of
That'd be
itself.
decent.
So, yeah.
That was Owens and Shane. This was the worst fight I ever seen in a concourse area, though. That was
Yeah.
lousy. God.
That's
Even
what Shane
Nikki and
needs.
Natalia
Not-
outdid
not
you.
so-
Shane
supposed to fight
needs the
in
hardcore
Yeah,
style to look.
he needs a
Oh,
gimmick.
yeah.
Yep, he definitely needs a
He,
gimmick.
he
to
has a
come on.
wrestling. His wrestling style is that he doesn't have one.
Because if you stick him in a straight where he has to wrestle, it's terrible.
Even with Kurt Angle, you know, he still needed to be put through the glass, you know, to
Yes,
make it that memorable. You know, I couldn't even tell you who won that match.
Steve Blackman, he had to
Oh, good
jump
Lord.
off the Tron.
Oh, Steve Blackman.
Dang.
Oh,
I remember him
Lord.
and X-Pac whipping the hell out of each other with a belt.
I do remember that. Yes, yes. The only other thing I remember him is a Lions Pit match with Shamrock.
Yeah.
Did he do something with Big Show?
Shane, yeah. He did
Okay.
where he jumped off. I think it was the Tron. He jumped off the Tron
Yeah.
again.
Yes. Did Tess get involved in that?
Boy,
I believe
I'll
so,
remember your
yeah.
name now.
Test-
Helping, because that was when Test was dating Stephanie.
Yes, it tested my memory, really.
Testicle.
I'm failing this. Yeah, I have.
Well, this is why we have the
Testicles.
network.
How did that not get over?
We pay the $9.99 for the old stuff.
Yeah. I may need to start doing
I remember when. Anybody got anything else on the pay-per-view at all?
There's a
Yeah,
I'm
don't
surprised I
suck.
couldn't remember that much.
Please don't suck too badly.
All right, so I guess the next thing, we did have an SWO show last weekend,
Yeah.
which we didn't get to, but congratulations to Prince Piranha on becoming the Unlimited Champion. He defeated our friend Harry Potter, Ace Dallas.
Yeah.
Good job to him. Besides that, I don't think there was a whole lot else exciting on that show. Anybody watch Impact?
No.
Yes.
And is Pack still on?
Yeah, it's still on. I actually thought it was a bit of a letdown after last week's show. The last couple weeks have been really good. This week, there was a lot of talk. It was the whole thing with Moose going to find Bobby Lashley. I just fast forward. Honestly, I was watching the Yankees, so I was watching in between commercials on my DVR, and we still finished it like 10 minutes after 10.
I think this episode was more to build up into the future.
Yeah, they're starting to Bound for Glory build. So, but I don't. Do you want to start and build up with the down show?
Let's start off and just build up from there.
And I didn't understand why OVE did an enhancement match the week after they won the titles. So you have them win the titles, and then you just have them go out there and beat up a couple more jobbers again, like they've been doing for weeks. I like OVE. I think they're awesome in the ring. That didn't show nothing to me.
Who's booking this?
Yeah.
I was like, our Gross is gonna be, what is it, this weekend? I think a lot of those guys are on there, and then Ace is on there too.
Is that the Halloween show that every match has a stipulation? Yeah, I seen that. I seen that Ace show that poster earlier.
Yep.
And another question.
Oh, Mike Weldon's gonna be on that one too.
They've got this whole thing going with AAA. Why is it when another promotion, or when two promotions is feuding, the outside promotion always has to be heelish all the time? Why can't they
Because
just
they're
have?
because they're outside.
But why can't they just have straight matches? Because the main event last night was Morrison or
Because
whatever you
the
want to call
invaders
him,
are there.
Johnny
We're here to
Nitro.
threaten your company, and we're going to take over.
But they're not trying to take over. They're just trying to show that they're better, but they have to cheat to do it.
They're not
It
doing a
just
very good job. That's
Don't
the whole-
make
that's
sense to me.
That's the whole hypocrisy of the heel. I'm better than you, but I'm gonna use brass knucks on you when the rest are.
I thought it was Storm and EC3.
Steel Nuts.
It was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Yes, yeah. It was Storm and EC3 versus Garza Jr. and
Oh, it was Tornado and
Texicano.
yeah, and
Texaco?
El. that El.
Phantasmaza.
Yeah,
or
however you
whatever.
wanna call it.
It's really out.
Elephant.
And then you got the Psycho Clown coming out and interfering in it, which is crazy because all them clowns are like the biggest heels in Mexico. So why would any of them guys want to work with them? And I'm like, oh, it drives
They're
me
all
nuts.
united against Impact, I guess.
Seriously, if you want to have a stupid name, it just turns me off. I mean, right there I'm
Psycho
losing
Clown,
interest.
all that.
No, I mean like that L
El
whatever.
Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, who's gonna remember that crap?
And he's got a different name that he wrestles by in Mexico.
Okay.
Because Borash pointed that out, but why he's not using that, I don't know.
Must be a multiverse thing.
Because wrestling. Yes, it just might be.
Multiverse thing.
It just might be. So I guess we have a moment here to talk about Apex.
Lucha Underground was pretty good too.
I haven't seen that yet.
The 3 stages of hell match with AR Fox.
I heard that was really.
He left a piece of his back on the gurney. Oh my god, it was sick. Yep, we were watching that yesterday. That was a good one. And then Marty Moth versus whatever the
I don't like Marty
Phoenix
Moth.
versus Marty Moth match was. Oh my god, Phoenix got busted open so bad he was just like literally pouring blood the entire time.
Out of his mask.
Yeah,
The mask get ripped.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's
It was like up to here and
that's
then
horrible in Mexico.
yeah. The mask almost came completely off.
Can't tell you they don't lucha on the ground.
I'm so far behind in that, it's ridiculous.
I haven't even started it yet, but the guys were watching it the other day, and I was watching the AR Fox match, and shout out to AR Fox. That was an excellent match.
Yeah,
I
that's-
watched
I
the
heard
first
it
2
was.
seasons of it.
I think we're like halfway through the second season, something like that. There are like 48 episodes on my DVR to watch.
All I know is they suppose they secured forward funding for like 4 seasons.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Cool. One of these days I'll start watching. I watched the first episode. I thought it was pretty good. There's so much stuff I need to read, so much stuff I need to catch up on.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you work 6-day weeks, it's kind of
Life gets in the way.
yeah.
Like I said, I guess we have a moment to talk about Apex. I think,
what's
just-
left to talk about
well,
Apex.
you
got
know
the
what's
big
left
show.
to talk about?
You got a big
Our
show.
tailgate party.
The tailgate party.
That's what's left to
Yeah.
talk about. Let's get that word out there. We have a group or a event page put up on Facebook now. Share it. Get the word out. Let's get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people to hang out in the parking lot.
Exactly. Come on out. You know, watch the wrestlers before. See if they see what happens. Basically, we're not sure what's going to happen. I think that's the fun part.
That's we never know what's going to happen. What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
This is true.
We just throw stuff at walls and hope it sticks.
See what sticks. But yeah, I'm bringing an extra sandwich for Reginald.
So Reginald, you're more than welcome to come out and get fed. Don't tell Drew and Johnny and Zach that you're
Yeah,
going to sneak out.
don't tell them. I'm not giving your sandwich to them because you'll never get it that way. You're like ham, salami, and provolone. There you go. That's what I'm bringing.
He doesn't care about mozzarella.
I don't care about mozzarella. If you don't, if it's mozzarella or bust, then tough shit. You deserve it, honey.
So, John, what do you have to
I'm
say
bringing the beer.
about Joe? You know, he had.
Yes, there was a bit of a dust up
Yeah,
with
yeah.
him and Jason Furious.
He had a little bit of a shout out to John Hawk.
He said, "Did you see that, John Hawk?"
Yeah, I seen you there, Joe. I'll just say this. I think you two have the potential to tear the house down.
Literally.
And
We just saw him tear our house down.
yeah,
And
well,
quite frankly, Joey P, I'm a little disappointed. Who leaves their doors unlocked in Williamsport?
yeah, that's
You
a good
deserve to
question.
get
True.
beat in that
And-
case,
and
my friend.
nobody's brought up the point though that it wasn't maybe breaking an entry, but it was unlawful entry. Jason
Definitely,
Fury should be in jail. I mean, he could have stole. You see all that money laying around.
You
I
gotta
mean, he
kite
could have
that.
took that.
I'd have taken the flat screen TV.
Remember, Joey, I said you ain't gonna be able to hide behind that money. And wow,
He was trying
You already
to hide
proved my
behind his
point.
coat,
He was trying,
run
yeah,
underneath his coat.
he said he was trying to catch a nap in his own couch. What kind of country is this where you can't even do that?
just
Yeah,
rest
well-
up. Make sure you have no excuses on the 14th.
He was trying to rest up.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Jason
Jason
Furious
Furious
is just
decided-
trying to welcome them to prime time.
Well, I don't know what Furious is so upset about. I mean, he ran into Joe's steel nugs. You know, I mean, it was so dark he couldn't see what he was doing, and
I
he just
couldn't
turned
see what he
around
was
and
doing.
ran
Jeez.
right into Joe's brass or steel nugs.
brass, steel, whatever, metal.
Yeah, they're steel, baby.
That four finger ring. Hell out of here, Joe.
My 4-finger ring. My butt. I don't ever want to hear you talk about 4 fingers rings. Let's Not in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Well,
This is a family friendly.
I'm going to
show.
throw this out.
Oh, here we go.
No,
Come
just
on,
I ain't
Here
going to
comes
take no.
another one. He's gonna put his balls on the line.
No,
His
I'm
hands on
not-
the line. His arms, his legs.
Nothing to do with Joe or Jason. If Sean has a bummed ankle, is he going to be, what's going on with the tag team title situation? Because they are supposed to defend against the Mustache Club.
You
No,
know,
I
Does
guess
that mean
Cash
they
Masters-
vacate the titles?
No, it does not. The Cash Masters have all the money. They'll find somebody to replace him. It'll be fine. Clay will have the best partner ever. He'll probably have, I don't
He
know,
can have
Jinder
whoever
Mahal or
they
something.
want.
Oh
They can have whoever they want.
God! Oh Lord!
What are y'all gonna do when Clay comes out and he's like, now my partner, and then I hear voices in my head.
Is this a situation where maybe they might be forced to showcase their new BCW teammate?
Joey P's already defending the title. I mean, he's got
No,
a
one of
No,
the guys-
announcing the new guy.
Oh, one of their
Yeah,
War Games partners. That's possible. That's
Or,
very
or
possible.
could there be somebody
Somebody new. Somebody for hire.
there's a lot, yeah. Well, no, Joe's already told us.
Joe's
that
already
you
said it's
don't-
not that,
Yeah,
but,
you don't,
you know, for a
unless he's
one-time
working
thing.
us.
It's
Yeah,
a,
like
it's a,
you
it's,
said,
it's a one-time
somebody's
thing.
always getting worked.
What if he's really funny?
Or they,
that guy?
or they could.
A really
or they,
funny guy, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh,
What if they
I
bring
guess
in
we're
Shane
gonna have.
Douglas?
We're gonna have to wait and find out.
Well, that would be great for you.
Yeah, they have a signed picture of him, but it's to Tammy. I mean to Steven. Rat bastard.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, don't say
great.
duck fucker?
I wish it did.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot of guys who work for Apex who did work for BCW. Just saying. I don't know anything. I'm just saying.
We didn't. I think it's fairly clear that
Yeah,
we don't know anything.
We don't.
We know nothing, Jon Snow.
We're just
So,
throwing it out there.
Our schedule going forward, of course, is Apex next weekend, and then we turn around the weekend after that. Saturday's PPW for some of us. Could be
Yeah.
Phoenix Pro for others of us. Some of us are watching Penn State.
Depends on how many
Some
more
of us watch
$15
out
jokes I have to endure.
Some of us are watching Wolverine stomping day at Beaver
Yes.
Stadium.
So
That'll be
that
so
might
much
be a
fun.
PPW for me. Might be Phoenix. It'll be PPW
That's
either
right,
way.
Bill Hess. You
Phoenix
heard.
Pro
If you're
or
watching
PPW.
this, I hate Michigan. Michigan sucks. It's
Muck
Wolverine
Michigan.
stomping day on the 21st.
It's 7:38 p.m. and Michigan still sucks. Mm-hmm. And then the Sunday after that, which is the 22nd, yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
NTW in Towanda with their Generation Next show.
Yeah.
Gonna be awesome. Hoss battle there.
Your man crush on Carr, I think, is scheduled.
Yes, he is. And against a guy I've never seen wrestle before, so
Yeah.
this should be interesting. One of the students. But yeah, the big match for me anyway is Patrick Sawyer and Big Aaron Nasty.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big hospital.
But there's been another one that was announced, and this one's my personal favorite. Johnny Cadillac versus Joe Perfect.
Oh yes, I did
Ooh,
see that.
yeah.
Yep, that'll be exciting. Yeah, because Johnny K is
I may
a
have to
heel.
try for that. No.
It's a Sunday. You always say, "Oh, you gotta go play cards with nerds."
It's like imaginary monsters.
Yeah, it's all the same to me. It's all Greek to me too.
Greek yogurt.
And then the following Saturday, of course, we return to Montgomery for True this time.
Yeah.
I think that's a show that we're all excited
We're
for.
excited
Even though
for
we
it.
don't know nothing about it.
We know 2 matches, and one of them just got scuttled.
Yeah.
One of them's also, Tony Deppen against Sean Phoenix. That match should absolutely tear it out.
Yeah, that should be the match of the month.
That's your match of the month, match of
Okay,
the year.
if
potentially.
anything cover or passes that this month,
We're happy.
man.
I'll have to
P.
let
Williams
you in on
versus Samuel
something
Adams.
when we go off camera.
Oh, we got some secret knowledge.
Yes.
Secret.
Hall.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
No, we try to stay out of trouble.
That's gonna be tough
Trouble
to beat
finds
too. I
us.
think those 2 matches, Sean Phoenix versus Tony Deppen and P. Williams versus Samuel Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
See, that's why I'm really interested to go to PPW
Oh, I
too,
know, I
because
wanna
of
see
P. Williams and
PD so
Samuel
bad.
Adams. That's the match right
And
there.
Samuel
You don't want to miss Mike Orlando again either.
Yeah, that's true. I let him down.
Orlando and Masters is interesting. I really think that's going to be a good match.
And he did a little promo on TJ Masters.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, plus my mom is going to the pumpkin chunkin that day, so I might have to. I might be stuck home alone all day that day.
Lonely. Just you and
Just so
Just
you
you
and
and the
Daniel
goats.
Bryan and Titus Dennis O'Neil.
These
Yeah.
are the goats.
Did Chris Masters / Adonis kind of put you to sleep on watching Impact last night?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Actually, I was cooking supper when that match was on. And like I said, I was back and forth with the Yankee game. And I don't know. They better be.
I was
good.
doing
I
the
forgot
same
about
thing.
that. They're playing now.
They
They
running.
are winning right now.
Oh, good.
Whatever.
Go Yankees.
8-3, bottom of the 6th.
I think I think Kevin's in a pretty nice place right now.
Yeah, that's good.
They're winning by 5.
And the bullpen's, you know, they're good. They're strong. So it's starting pitching like last night. It
Yeah,
just-
if I can say something about Penn State here and not turn Joey P off, it's like, you know, part of being a Penn State fan is like during that whole second quarter last week, it's like, remember, part of being a Penn State fan is always waiting for the bottom to drop out. It's like, here we go, we're going to let Indiana back in this game, aren't we? We're going to let them back in this game. You know, luckily, you know, halftime adjustments and the good guys won by 30, but still.
You know, I'm down running around Gettysburg, and I didn't even realize that it was time for the game to start. We were out doing something. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, 21-0. Well, I don't feel bad for missing anything. And the next time I look, it's 28-14, and I'm like,
How did this happen?
what? We gotta find a TV. Something's going on.
Yeah, we took the second quarter off.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and, you know, had to go back in halftime. It's like, guys, game's half over. Come on, get out there, finish it.
So,
This Saturday, we better get it together.
yeah,
Quit fiddle farting around, put the purple pussycats away.
65-4.
Did they say who DJ Z
You
was
really
facing?
think we're gonna give up 2 safeties? This isn't Iowa.
That's going to be interesting. I wonder who DJ Zima's going to fight.
That's not in November. They ain't worried about him right now.
I
Oh,
forgot about that.
oh,
I'm
okay,
like,
so it's not
I'm like,
P.D. Williams and DJ Zima, right?
It's Chris Masters and Petey Williams coming in this month.
so
DJ is
freaking-
November.
See, I thought it was P.D. Williams and DJ Zima.
You've been taking too many bumps.
Yeah.
So, anybody got any plugs or anything they want to throw out there? John, you don't
I'm
want to
gonna
talk
have a-
about your mustache or anything? Steven, I know you got some
Well,
YouTube stuff
if,
coming
yeah,
up.
maybe
if,
we're
if
gonna
I
have
dare
a
bring up
show.
Apex, has Jason Furious answered the whole putting his hair on the line? As if he is. I
He
think
didn't
he hasn't.
answer it really. He
Yes,
started to, but
yes.
then he got hit with some steel knucks.
I'm
He
gonna
hasn't really
say
said
this.
anything, but
If,
I think he said in the video something about his hair.
Yeah, he was getting there. That's what I
Right.
said. I wish Joe could have waited a few seconds later to hit him when. In
He
the
did
head.
say the title goes good with his hair, though, when he gave Joe a little wake-up call.
illegally.
Jason Furious is officially the world's worst alarm clock.
Go ahead with your plug, Steven. If
Jason
Jeremy will
Furious
quit
is the alarm
interrupting
clock
you.
where the snooze bar hits back.
This Sunday, me and Nick are gonna have a show. It's called the Make It Last Show. So we're taking any and all questions, relationship advice, you know, muscle fitness advice, maybe a little wrestling. We're going to be talking about some conspiracies. We're going to be talking about some aliens. We're going to be talking about pretty much anything.
Are you going to talk about the Vegas conspiracies?
Oh, we
There's
might be on
there's like
that.
8 shooters and aliens and who knows what.
Oh, there's aliens
Oh,
now.
I'm sure there will
Well,
be.
I thought about them towers going up in New York,
Yeah.
and I don't know about, you know.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of UFOs in the sky kind of lately.
Yes,
So
yes, that was a good segue for you there.
yeah,
Yeah, you saw an alien last week.
too. And then they did a flight pattern around the moon.
You were looking for the dark side.
I think so, brother.
It's always worrying about it.
That's right.
But yeah, I hope everybody enjoys. I think we might have a lot of surprises for you.
Oh, I bet.
Just like that, brother. The computer is on. The government is watching.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
You
They
got
know
fillings
it.
in your teeth.
That's right.
I'm putting aluminum foil on tonight, brother.
Well, thank God for
zing,
NASCAR.
zing, zing.
Oh,
I look at my bank account and know I'm safe from identity theft and stuff.
yeah. There's not much there. Nobody wants it.
Exactly.
Anybody? Anything else?
We work at the back. How much money you think we got? Other than once again mention the tailgate party.
That's right.
Starts
Yeah.
at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock-ish. As much as anything can be set to, you know.
Yeah.
When it comes to us.
When it comes to us.
I do not
4
have
o'clock.
cornhole, but I do have redneck golf.
All right. Cool.
So I'll dig that out and
I
I
have
can
beer.
bring that up.
I have beer. I will bring some beer. Yingling lot.
And don't worry if it's raining or whatever. We have an easy up.
Awesome.
Maybe bring your chair. I'll bring a couple extras.
Bring a chair, bring
Bring a bag of popcorn or
chips, sandwich,
whatever you may
There's
want.
there's a sandwich shop across the street. There's a Family Dollar across the street. There's a convenience store across the street. So if you need it, go get it.
And there's some smart marks in the parking lot.
Coming.
That's right. It's kind of we're going back to our roots.
Yeah.
But hanging out before the show.
Yeah. This is that.
We're just doing
hopefully,
some.
yeah.
We're just doing.
I like that
more around.
location, and hopefully we can stay there.
I
and
like the
that'll be our
location.
new,
Yeah.
Our new
The Smart Mark
Alley.
Alley, yeah.
Yep.
Smart Mark parking lot. Doesn't
All
sound. It doesn't have the same ring.
No. Smart Mark in the park.
The alley is a place of mine, brother.
Yeah, that's it. The alley travels with us. This is an alley.
This
Yeah.
officially becomes the alley. Is what you're saying.
We
Yeah.
just don't have no cats running around. Jerry's not here this week.
You say that like a bad thing.
It is. Jerry's alright.
Shut up,
He,
Gary.
he's probably nursing Joey.
It's possibly where he's at.
It could be. I'll say
Yeah.
I
that.
was nursing him.
Joey might have
He's
knocked.
been
he
hanging
might-
on
he
his
might.
teeth
He might.
for quite a
He might have
while,
knocked.
as far as
He
I
might have
know.
knocked a
I'm coming
vertebrae
to-
out of the line with that television set.
I know.
You know, so that's not going to pop itself back in.
Joe, Jerry, yeah, he probably is nursing on
Let's-
Joe. He's been sucking on his teeth for quite
I'm
some
just-
time.
That's not a mental image I want.
No, teeth, not his
Whatever.
unit.
At least it wasn't his tape. That's all I have to
That's
say.
all I have to say.
Alright, I think on that note, we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Yeah,
guys
on that note, I don't think we have any listeners left. So.
We'll see
Yeah.
you guys in the parking lot next week.
Yep.
See you at the shows. We're Smart Mark Alley.
We decide who gets over. Bye.
Bye.
That's right, man. That's it, Got ghosts?